What is up, gents? DirtBag Gaming here, the channel for casual raiders. Am I slow? Wow, that was of course. You're gonna be like, yeah, of course you're slow. So Ishmael, I don't know why I call him Ishmael, but it's Inquisitor Shamael. I don't know where the fuck Ishmael came from, but I always called him Ishmael. So we're going over Inquisitor Shamael today. I don't know why I haven't done it in a long time. I think I have a gear guide or a full guide on him. We're gonna do today a gear guide, and we have 3 Shamaels to go over. We're going to go over the 2 main ones. This one's going to be our main boy. This is one we've been using for brutal and hard Hydra, but we're going to go over how to gear him, where you're going to be using him, and what kind of gear sets you're going to be using on him, mainly in this game. So let's go over, we're always going to go over skills first, and then we're going to go over what gear sets are going to be good, and my suggestions on how to build and what stats you're looking for. So let's get right into it. We have an A1. None of my Shamaels are booked. You can if you really just want more damage. I want mine to do less damage because I want him to just strip my fears off of my team and make that fear Hydra head live longer. That's the goal, because if he lives really long, I'm going to proc more counterattacks, more speed buffs on my main leader guy. So I don't want him to do like 100 crit rate, 100 crit damage, because then he's going to be eaten. So all right, let's go over it. So A1 attacks one enemy, 50% chance to decrease the duration of enemy debuffs or random buff on the target by 1 turn. Honestly, we're really just going to go over this. This is just a 3-hitter, does more damage if he has more debuffs or buffs up. Each critical hit fills the champion's turn meter by 7.5%. Whenever an ally receives fear or true fear debuff from an enemy, this skill will instantly remove that debuff and fill the ally's turn meter by 15%. So basically, every time he counterattacks by removing the true fear, he's going to boost up the person who's in the lead position, or if the lead's eaten or dead, it's going to boost up the next position. So make sure that you're putting your guys in Hydra in good positions, because if the first leader gets eaten or dies, you have to have the second person that you want there to get boosted by Shamael. Don't put him in the second position. So that is going to be why we're mainly using him. He does bring accuracy in Doom Tower, so he's good for like bosses or anything in Doom Tower. By there, he hits really freaking hard, so a lot of people were bringing him in PvP as well. But today we're going to be mainly using him for Hydra and more tanky / survivability. So if you're lucky enough to have one of these guys, if you're super lucky enough to have 3 of these guys, Hydra is pretty freaking easy with that rotation if that heads there. So Masteries, you want to get down to, wow, that's probably why he wasn't doing as much. All right, so I have this guy full Masteries and this guy full Masteries. So I put my best gear on this guy. All right. So we're going to put all of his gear back on this guy, and he's going to be, all right, so this procs this thing, 50% chance to counterattack, or this, which increases his turn meter, which we don't really care about. Yeah, so we're probably, this is going to be our main guy. So you want to get him down to Giant Slayer, and why Giant Slayer is because War Master doesn't work with his counterattack. When he strips buffs, or a buff, anytime a buff gets put on your enemy team, he counterattacks. So War Master only procs once with that counterattack, so you need to have Giant Slayer up to keep doing as much damage as you possibly can. So it does a crap ton of damage with Giant Slayer. But yeah, we're gonna make this guy our number 1. Yeah, I have to redo that. Okay, so let's go over the gear. This is going to be the gear you're looking for. Poison, very, very good for Hydra, because he counterattacks every champion or every head that does a debuff. So there's a lot of heads that do a lot of debuffs, so almost every single head does debuff, so he's going to counterattack all those times. Now, mainly you're going to have the blue head that puts the true fear on your champions. He'll strip that true fear and just keep putting a shit ton of poisons on that head. It's basically going to max out in poisons. So poison, 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 every single time. So the Toxic set is a very, very, very good set to have for our Shamael with Hydra. All right, so let's go over the sets from top to bottom. Now these 3 sets are old school sets. If you have them, and they're probably going to be like the best of the best you have, like crit rate, HP, speed, HP, crit rate, like you're only keeping the best of the best for these sets. But I'm going to skip over these. Speed is good. For this one, you don't need speed. I only have 187 speed on this guy. It's not needed. He's mainly there to strip buffs, strip the fear buff mainly, and just counterattack. That's a little, and boost speed. Boosting speed definitely does help. So you don't need speed on him. It's good for everywhere else if you need to kind of obviously be faster than the wave, stuff like that. Crit rate is great, but for this, we're not building crit rate. The higher the crit rate, the more likely he's going to be eaten by the Hydra boss, because the Hydra boss targets the first people who have the highest crit rates. So like your damage dealers, then your next damage dealer, and then your third damage dealer, and then if he is like one of the last ones to get eaten, you're great. You're probably doing very, very well. So I'm going to not build him with crit or crit damage at all. Again, most of his damage is going to be coming from the poisons as well as the Giant Slayer proc. All right, so that's a little tidbit for Ishmael. All right, so then we got crit damage. Again, skip over. Now again, 2 builds. First build, guys, obviously going to be building Savage Set and crit damage because he ignores 100% of the defense as if he has 3 buffs up on him. But that's going to be a different guy. That's his main guide. Go check out his main guide. I did that a little bit ago. This is going to be mainly for Hydra and probably where you're going to be using them for. This, you don't need the poison set procs off its own, so you don't need accuracy for the poison. Resistance, I actually saw Nub, so shout out to Nub, video. You can actually make Shamel a tank for Hydra. And the way you make him a tank is you put a blood ring or any type of blood artifact on him, which gives him a shield. Shield doesn't have to be big. You basically just have a small shield on him, which is a different buff, along with all the other buffs that he gets. So if you make him really slow with a shit ton of resistance and HP and defense, which is actually a great idea. I might actually build one of these out like that just to test it out. He can be the tank. Basically, the one head Mischief is going to try and steal his buffs, but if he has 350, 400 resistance on him, he's not going to get the buff stolen. So I'm actually going to try that out. So that's pretty cool. So you can make him be a tank, and how you do that is you build resistance. So a lot of resistance with a blood artifact set. He'll always have the shield up because he's always counterattacking. So that's actually a cool idea. I would skip over this, skip over that, skip over that, skip over that. 10% HP, don't need this. If you want him to just sit in the back and not really do much and just heal himself, you can go with this. He's going to heal a lot, guys, with the Giant Slayer proc and the Lifesteal. So the one Mastery right here heals 5% of the damage inflicted when attacking with 50% HP. So basically, when he's down below 50% HP, he's going to be counterattacking and healing himself back up every time he counterattacks. So this is a very good set. So you don't really need the Lifesteal set on him. But immunity, I would skip. He only has 16k HP, so you don't need the shield set. Relentless, don't do it. Skip over that. Savage, if you're building him for PvP and you want him to do as much damage possible, this is going to be the #1 set that you have. Actually, the Dark Fae is going to be the #1 set. This one, ignore. Don't need the stun set. This one is going to be one of the #1 sets, so probably top 3 I would suggest for him. All of our toxic sets are out on everybody else, like our Geo and this chick, and who else do we have the toxic on? Ray. I think we put it on Ray. But great for A1 AoEs. AoE A1s are great with toxic sets. Chance of Provoke, don't really need. Stalwart set isn't bad to make him really tanky. You don't want your Shamel to die, guys. If he dies, you have to wait to be rezzed up, and you're probably going to get fears on all you guys, and it's going to rip the rotation, and you're probably going to die again. It's not good. So you need to have tanky Shamels. If they're dying too soon, like they're the first ones to die, try a Stalwart set. Reduces damage by 30%. Don't worry about the poison set. Just throw him in a Stalwart and just have him be tanky. Like just have your best Stalwart set on your Shamel just so he can survive, right? So that's a good set. Don't need that. Don't need this unless you need a 2-piece set to nuke down somebody in arena, but you can skip this. Mortal's great again for tanky. Just have him a little bit more HP, heal himself every single turn. So this is going to be great, the Immortal set. Then we're going down to shields. So this is great if you want to nuke. And the reason why is because one of the skills Attack 3 times. We'll ignore 25% of the target's defense. We'll ignore a further 25% of the target's defense for each buff on the champion. So if you're already starting with a buff up from that set, you only need 2 more buffs to ignore 100%. You ignore 25%, then 50% because you have 1 buff. So you only need 2 more buffs to ignore 100% of the defense. Now, when you ignore 100% of the defense, it's basically like paper. Like, he'll shoot somebody like a Duchess and she just melts. Mountain King melts. Siffy melts. Like, they all just die. So having this little 2-piece set, just getting a shield at the beginning of the turn, perfect for Shamel. Perfect. Same thing here. Crit rate, shield. HP, shield. Any one of these sets. Speed, shield. All that is going to be great. This could be cool if you're doing, again, PvP. Because him not dying has another chance for him just reset the cooldown and then boom, burn another guy down. So him and Prince Kaimar are very good in PvP. Skip over this. It's not bad for Hydra. I would probably pick a different champion to put this on. But again, it's not bad if you just have an extra really good deflection set laying around. This isn't bad for a 2-piece set. I'd probably go Immortal over this set just for the heals. This is a very good set if you want to do... Nah, you can skip over this set. He doesn't really need accuracy. Skip. Oh, this is going to be great for... No, it's a 4-piece set. So you don't need this because it only lasts 2 turns. So I'd rather just go with the resistance because you can get 2-piece set with 40 resistance rather than a 4-piece set for 40 resistance. Attack crit rate if you need a 2-piece set for PvP. This is pretty fun. You just have a 2-piece set. This is good for PvE. This nub said to put this on him, but again, I don't want him to die. So if he's taking 10% of all the AoE damage on him, he's just gonna die. So I would skip over this for more of a tankier type champion that can get up to 100k HP pretty easily. Skip over the Guardian set. This one, here we go. So this is gonna be the tanky set that we're gonna try out. He's gonna get defense and resistance. I need to build a little bit more of these. I need to do, what, Rhino Dude? Bommel to get this. This is the number 1 set if you're doing PvP because it's extra 10% crit on top of a Savage set. And then we have these 2. So again, Stone Skin, maybe if you just want to run PvP and have a really good Stone Skin set. This is also very good, speed and ignore defense. Or defense. So there you go. So that would be my suggestion for our PvE Hydra boss, Shamel. Build him more tankier, get rid of his crit rate, build him with a Giant Slayer. If you want to make him a tank, make sure you have a blood ring. I don't know if I have a blood ring. That would kind of ruin my plans. Is this blood? Nope. This is blood. Nice. So literally doesn't even matter the stats as long as it's a blood ring. It could be literally defense, defense, defense. Like, I don't care. Just put a blood accessory on him and you'll be able to give a wearer shield worth 5% of the damage dealt. You get these from CVC. If you guys are interested in CVC, DirtBag Nation 5 is recruiting 2 members. We have a waiting list if you guys are too late to the party, but join the Discord if you haven't already. DBN 3 is looking for members as well, and DBN 7 is our new sister clan to kind of grow the DirtBag Nation. So, why do we have him tanky? We have our guy at 85,000 HP. 2100 defense, 187 speed, crit rate, crit damage, and then these don't really matter. So if you're going to build him tanky, obviously you want 400 resistance with the same HP and defense. And then with this, do we have speed boots? No, so there you go. So we got HP boots, HP. And look, I didn't try to boost any of the speed because I don't need him to be fast. Like, I don't care about his speed. Most of his damage is done by counterattacking. So okay, well, that was probably from somebody else, and that was probably from somebody else. So there you go. And then we probably have HP here, which this would be resistance. We would have this here with a lot of resistance, and then HP or defense here. So yeah, pretty simple, guys. Hopefully this helps you out your Shamels. If you really want a hard-hitting Shamel, have one for like the normal. Like if you just have one of your Shamels be the hard-hitting one, which I think one of these two might have been it, but look, all three were in the poison sets. But one of these two was like 100% crit rate with a lot of crit damage and HP, because it's normal, and normal you only need 6 million for. So the faster I can do normal, the faster I can get rid of Hydra and not do it anymore. So build one of your Shamaels with really tanky or really hard hitting. That way you can just kill heads like it's nothing. So him doing the A2 while somebody was eaten, he hits really hard. So you can get that guy out of the Hydra head pretty easily. So there you go. Hopefully this helps you out, guys. Let me know what you guys want to see next. A lot more how-to gear guide videos are going to be coming. Also, there's a lot of champions that we just got recently that we have to do full guides for. They just take 30 to 40 minutes, so they're a little bit longer. This guy's super cool. Hopefully all you guys got him. This guy is freaking awesome. I was using him. I need him more booked out for our Hydra, because he's got the provoke, he's got leech, he's got more provoke, he heals, puts out a shield. Like he's awesome. And then this chick is my new favorite, one of my new favorites. Yes, her guide is coming up very, very soon. And we just pulled this chick as well. Got her fully booked up. Or booked up. Need to do that. We need to get Masteries. So a lot of stuff coming out, guys. So appreciate it. See you in another video.